Whoa, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Roddy's Rides. I'm your host, Roddy, and in today's episode we will be reviewing the best sounding 3.7 V6 Mustang on the internet. And there's a couple parameters that you will have to take in consideration. But before we get into today's video, go back and watch the last video if you haven't already. It was actually me reinstalling the Murano water-to-air intercooler back on my 3.7. But I just got it back from Bell Intercooler, so huge shout out to them. I'm going to need to throw on one of their stickers because I lost it in the process of installing the intercooler. So now I have an abundance and I got to put them on. But before we jump into this, I want you guys to take this into consideration. So my exhaust setup on here is I have some dummy tips. I just have quad tips with the GT500 valence. Then it goes into single on each side, vibrant resonators that I can't remember what piping size it is. It might be 2 3/4, something like that. But then it goes into a online X pipe that I just found, into the BBK off-road X pipe, which I don't think you could buy anymore, and it's catless with shorty headers. But there's one big thing I'm leaving out. Before we get into this, I want to hope everyone had a fantastic 4th of July. Today is actually currently 4th of July, and I'm filming this real quick. So anyone who served, thank you so much for serving. It really does mean a lot. And let's get into this little piece of American muscle, quote unquote. People will hate me for saying that for a V6, but boom. Are you ready? Oh yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but here's a M122 supercharger off of the 5.4 GT500. So in my earlier videos, I was wrong, and I claimed this was a 2.3, which is actually a Trinity blower, which comes only on the 13 and 14 GT500s, the 5.8s, which this comes on the 5.4s. So it's an M122. It's the least efficient blower out of the GT500s, but it gets the job done, and it's definitely different. You can see it sitting pretty on top of that Tom Miranda water-to-air intercooler. It's looking good. I'm going to do a cold start. This is the first time of me starting it today. Actually, I don't even think I drove the car yesterday, so it will be a full cold start in 24 hours. But thanks to Texas, it is a whopping like 102 degrees, so take that into consideration. So, Bell Intercoolers blessed us again, and if you haven't watched the other video, they are located in New Braunfels, Texas, and they can help you out with any custom intercooler needs. So hit them up for your intercooler desires. Ooh, kind of like that. But so they sent me a sticker looking like this, and I ended up setting in the garage. You know how that goes. It just disappeared on it. Never saw it again until I got these in the mail. So they blessed us with all these stickers, and I kind of wanted to line them up and see. So obviously I kind of like that, but I just don't think that does it, man.
I don't know, man.
So I definitely like the white more. Call me
I feel like it's getting too high up. I feel like it needs to go maybe at the top. To the camera, it looks pretty good.
Okay, what about the white?
I can't really tell. It's just.
Well, yeah, it's because you're looking to the
definitely the white. The blue kind of.
I'm almost thinking go big. I think the big almost looks better than the small one.
Just straight up big old bell.
I like the big old bell, man. Hey, how about this? I won't throw on the sticker today. There's only going to be like 3 people who comment, but if you have not a decision, what am I looking for? An opinion on what I should run, let me know down in the comments, and next video I'll slap it on and do that, because I kind of don't want to clean the window today. So let me know for next video and I'll throw on a sticker. I also have other options too. This is the best way for me to show you guys my exhaust setup. So way down there, you can see the BBK off-road X pipe, and it comes up into another cheap little internet X pipe that I just order offline, just made sure it was the same size. And then it goes into the vibrant resonators, straight up to the stock over axle pipes into my quad tip. So it's not the prettiest setup in the world, but this is a cheap and affordable setup that as a college kid that I could afford at the time. I've been through several different types of exhaust on this car. I went from going just a muffler delete, and if you guys are new to the 3.7 scene, honestly, I highly recommend. At the time when I first bought this car, there was no just muffler delete pipes. There was only like muffler tips and resonator tips. So I ended up buying an actual 5.0 axle back that was a eBay muffler delete, and I ended up making it work for mine. And honestly, hands down, one of the best like combos for a stock car, and if you're just getting into it. Just do a muffler delete on these cars, they sound great. Unlike the 2015 Mustang models and up, they do not have the resonators in the middle, so you just have your cat. So depending on where you live, you should pass inspection, but do your research before you do anything, of course. But then I ended up doing, I want to say it was MSRP black. There were some black tips that are resonated tips, and no offense to anybody who does either run these tips or thought about buying them. They were not the exhaust setup for me. I don't really like the sound of resonated tips having all that air pushed through a resonator. Sound, to me, it almost sounds like an air compressor trying to blow through a small straw, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't know, that just wasn't me. So I didn't really like it, and then I switched to, of course, during high school, I had full straight pipe, which was god-awful. Sounds like a T-Rex coming down the road, and I like to say I've wisened up and matured since then. But honestly, this is my favorite exhaust setup now. It is loud. Unfortunately, I can't really hear the blower because of it, but I'm debating about running a muffler setup. I'm thinking about the Borla XR1s, but I just don't know. I am about to pull the trigger on some long tube headers, so that's going to add to the volume, so I'm definitely probably going to want to quiet it down, but it sounds so good right now, man. But here, I'll let you guys listen to this beauty just idle. I mean, if you creep up this way, God. Woo! So I'm not going to draw out this video. This is just supposed to be a real quick exhaust setup video. And honestly, out of all the V6s I've heard, this is my favorite sounding V6. I mean, I'm not knocking the Roush or Borla or any of them. Honestly, my dream setup would be long tubes all the way into Corsa Extremes, but when it comes Corsa, it comes a comma in the price tag. So I don't know if I'm willing to pay that just yet on my budget salary. So I don't know, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about my exhaust setup. Also, what exhaust setups are you running down? Give me some suggestions for potential muffler once I go long tube headers. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my exhaust. I think it's pretty sweet. I think I probably disturbed some of my neighbors, but it's 4th of July, a little piece of America, right? So I won't keep you guys any longer. Hope you guys had a great one. Have a good rest of your 4th of July. Roddy's Rides, out of here.